Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the America Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You ask all the questions, you suggest the topics. Ask me whatever you want. Doesn't have to be gun related even. I will do my best to address everything. If you ask me a technical question that I can't answer, pay attention to the live chat. They will probably have the answer. There's a lot of smart cookies over there when it comes to some things. So pay attention and participate. Be one of them smart cookies if you can. Build a sense of community over here. That's one of the reasons we do this every day. So people have a place to come every day for at least an hour and have conversations they may not have opportunities to have in the rest of their life, their everyday life. So with that being said, I like to start off every chat by reading the names of people who've ordered merchandise. I just got an email that I don't know what it was. We got Anthony Russo. I don't know if he's any relation to Russo, the WCW killer. Vince Russo. He's from Jacksonville. He might be. Vince Russo strikes me as somebody that would hang around with people, would have relatives in Jacksonville. I think he's from Jersey, but he bought a shirt, a couple shirts and a mug. So thanks to him, that's a big order for us. Douglas Bell bought an Eeyore shirt. The guns make me so happy. It's this one. It's this patch, but it's in shirt form. Speaking of which, did John Heasley ever figure out why they canceled his patch order? I don't know. I never heard the rest of that. Clint Harrison also bought a sweatshirt. Oh, I got to put him on the Church of Phil list if he's not already there. Let me see. Clinton Barella. I don't know if we have any other Clints in here. I didn't say Clint. I said Clint. Nope. So here we go. We can put Clint Harrison. I need to add that to my videos too, because I got to update it on the list here, and then I got to update it on my videos. So I got to remember to do that tonight. Don't anybody let me forget. All right. So those are the people that have ordered merchandise today, and I want to thank them for helping support the the TYMP program. Although it might be the Handguns for Heroes program here pretty soon, it's at least going to start alternating. Once I get everything fixed from where I fucked it up last month, or this month, actually. I screwed it up really bad. Sent guns to the wrong people, notified the wrong people that they had won when they were actually the people that had lost. And then couldn't, what am I going to do after that? The guns were already sent. I'm not going to say, well, send them back. Just fucked everything up. All right, let's just get on with the chat here. Also got to read. I read the top, so I got to do my little spiel. I'll make it quick as possible. Remember, this is a restricted channel. If you want to keep up with this channel, if you want to help us stay on the air despite YouTube's efforts to get rid of channels like mine, you want to fight that YouTube bias, go over to my website, my YouTube page, and sign up. Subscribe, and don't just subscribe, click the little bell and select all notifications. You can also do it right below this video. I think it's better to go to the web page, to the actual home page, but you can also do it right below this video. Click that subscribe button and click the notification bell and select all so that we can fight back against YouTube to a bias. Also, if you want to support the channel financially, like the people I just read who bought merchandise, go on over to my own personal website, TYMPpistolproject.com, and, buy some merch like the Tread on Me Again, I Dare You, old Gadsby here, who's got his Glock in his tail. Get you some merchandise like that, or one of the other designs over there. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of designs. You'll find something you like, I guarantee it, and it goes to a good cause. So go on over there and help support the channel. You can also join from that page, TYMPpistolproject.com, and there's links to both of these in the upper corner of this video. You can also join Subscribestar and support either TYMPPP or Pets and Vets, whichever one you choose. Or you can join Patreon and support Pets and Vets. So choose which one you want to support. Patreon's the best way to support the channel, by the way, because it also supports the Friends program and the Voices program. And if you join either one, you can get some very exclusive patches. Also, if you want to buy some very exclusive channel patches, like the Phil loves you, but he will fuck you up, the don't point your Glock at your cock, the Eeyore guns make me happy, or the Revolution 2025 from Mickey here, or if you live in Washington State, the Resist Fascism patch, go on over to Owl and Anchor and buy one of my patches. They also sell lots of other patches. You might find something else you like while you're over there. So look around a bit. With that being said, let's get to the questions. I tried to get through that quickly. How long did that last? I lose track of time. Let's see. Today is the 18th. So we got a donation from Glenn Herron, his monthly donation that he does through PayPal. Then we got Salvador Verga chiming in, and they didn't say anything either. They just made a donation, probably through the web page, because you can go over to tympistolproject.com and donate at any time. There's a one-time donation button over there that goes to support the pets and vets. John Heasley chimed in and said, you didn't do the knife drawing from the night before last night. I really want to win a knife. Oh, I forgot. I'll have to go back and see if I can find the super chats. And well, no, they're on PayPal, so I can find them. I forget sometimes. I remembered to do one last night, I know, because I wrote down a winner from last night. John Mandrick chimed in and said, I think we got enough people the first night. We might not have got enough people, because remember I said we'd have to have at least 10 entries to do a drawing, because I was losing my shirt on the drawings. Because, 10 entries is only like $30. And then they take 5 of it. So I end up with 25, and then end up paying $10 for shipping on the knife at least. So, and then the value of the knife, I was like, I'm taking a bath on this. So when I only have like a few, it's just, when there's like 5 entries, that's not good. Hell, even I can have 15 entries and still only make $50. And then expenses off of that. But I think we did. So I'll check. But you got me wondering. Did I actually forget, or was it on purpose? I'm looking for an out in case you can't tell, so I don't have to say I forgot it. Pizza made in a D-fashion stone oven or convection rotary oven. Rotary oven? What the fuck's a rotary oven? I don't know what the fuck a rotary oven is, but I want a pizza oven. I want one pretty bad. And I'm willing to get a propane one. Because, the convenience, you don't have to do charcoal or wood or anything like that. Even though I've got the room out here to build me a stone one or a brick one or whatever. I've got one of those flat surface grills I use. It's kind of like a hibachi. And I want a pizza oven so we can make our own little personal pizzas. But I don't have one. But I'm going to go with the stone oven. I think that's the best way to make a pizza. The best way to make a pizza. I don't even know what a fuck a rotary oven is. I guess it's an oven that spins. Why would you want your oven to spin? I like my oven staying where mine are mounted in the wall. They can't spin. That was Sean Bain. And Kevin Payton chimed in and said, he said, Hill Phil, I don't know what that means. Hill Phil, H-I-L Phil. When you go to the gun shop tomorrow, pick me up a Smith Model 27. I'll pay the shipping. I don't even know if they have one. I'll look. They don't have one. You were very specific. You should have just said a Smith revolver. Then you'd have more chance of me actually getting you something. But since you said 27, good chance it won't have that. Which is good, because I don't have the money to pay for it either, especially not after I pay the mechanic tomorrow. I'm using most of my time up tomorrow to go there. Now, luckily, like I said, though, the mechanic is paid for by will be paid for eventually by the insurance money. The insurance company called me today and said, we're trying to get the number up. And I'm like, well, no hurry. I'm going to sue you anyway. So. It just seems like a bad business decision to me on their part. One of their customers hit my sister's car, totaled her car. It was my car, but it's the one she drives. That car was immaculate from end to end. We'd maintained it perfectly. Plus, just a few years ago, we had an all-new hybrid power system put in it, $22,000. Still had 75,000 miles of warranty on it. And I was like, I'm not accepting a car as a replacement. When you value a car for, a comparable, it has to have a new drivetrain in it. It has to have a new hybrid system in it. It has to have warranty, or else it's not a comparable car. It's got to be in the same condition my car was. And a lot of the ones they sent in as comps were wrecked on one side or were remanufactured titles and stuff like that. I'm like, nope, mine was a one-owner car with a new hybrid system. Still had warranty. You find one like that where it doesn't go on the comparables. But they kept trying, and I just turned down their amount. And I'm like, listen, you're wanting to give me $8,000. I'm saying you got to give me 10. Basically, that's rounding the numbers. I pay you $12,000 a year in insurance for all of our cars and my kids' cars and their insurance, So I'm like, $12,000 a year customer. Your other client was in the wrong. You're going to charge her. You're going to raise her rates to cover your loss. So we call it for a $2,000 difference. It's actually a little less than that. You're going to risk getting sued for 3 times the damages, plus legal fees, which how often do insurance companies win these suits when they actually go to trial? Well, it's like 7% of the time in the state of Washington. So not a good outlook for you there. Looks like you'll be paying 3 times what it would cost you or what I'm asking. And you have to pay your own lawyer to go deal with it. And you're going to lose a $12,000 a month customer. Does that seem like it's worth it for like $1,800? Doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. And today she said, well, we can work something out, and maybe we'll send you some of the money now. Would you like to get some of the money? I'm like, no, I'm not taking a penny till we settle on an exact amount. I'm like, I can do without the money. I don't need the money. I put the car on my credit card, so I'm just paying that off. It's not the money, it's the principal. So I'm just not going to let you fuck me, period. You didn't buy me dinner or nothing. Don't get to fuck me with no dinner. Not a whore. Let's see here. Where was I at? There was... Oh, and Johnny Mandrick chimed in and said he's still not dead, he thinks. But like I said, at his age, he could be dead a while before he realizes it. I have a feeling once I die, it's going to take me a while to figure it out. But I'm moving less than even usual today. But then I'll be like, well, nothing hurts. I think that's how I'll figure out I'm dead. When I'm like, I don't think anything's hurting. My back doesn't hurt. My neck doesn't hurt. My collarbone doesn't hurt. My collarbone almost always hurts. My knee doesn't hurt. My knee almost always hurts. My lower back only hurts when I first get out of bed usually. But my collarbone and my knee, because of motorcycle accidents, riding motocross, they hurt all the time. So, it's always like at least a 2 for the shoulder and at least a 3 for my knee. Constant. Nothing severe, not like a 7 or an 8 or anything, but it's always there. And I think that'll be my first indication to me that I'm dead, that nothing hurts. Let's see here. We got John Heasley chiming in again. What did he say? I need a new knife. You got a lot of knives. You already have one of these too. So why do you want another one of these? Or are you just trying to get the shirt? Or are you trying to get this thing? I don't know what's special about this thing. I think it's the last one I have of these. I don't even know what they are. They're called something like fish and something and trout. What's it called? Bird and trout. And I'm like, well, is this for defense against birds and trouts? I didn't know people were being attacked by those all that often. That shows what I know, I guess. But that was John Heasley chiming in again. And we got Mike Santersola, who he got pretty close to getting us to where he had $3 and $3.57. Oh, no, wait, he bought something. Is this a purchase? No, this is not a purchase. So why is it coming through like a purchase? What did he do? What did this weirdo do? He donated $352 for some reason. How much do I end up with that? I want to see. $292. I was thinking maybe he got it. I thought we ended up with $352. I was like, he's the closest we've had. Because some people donate $357 because they know I like $357s, but I don't net $357. So I kind of ruminated one day about how much does someone have to donate to make it $357? Is it like $4, or is it to where it comes out to $357? Someone do that math, and no one ever did the math for me. He donated $352. I got $292 of it. So using that equation, figure out how much someone would have to donate to end up with $357 as the final product. Somebody here's got to be able to do math. You got a calculator right in front of you. But what did he say? I got distracted. Someone the other night says the best parts of the show are when you get distracted. I'm like, really? That's just old man rambling. How good could old man ramblings be? I don't know. I used to listen to my old grandpa ramble, especially when he's drunk, because he told more interesting stories when he's drunk. When he got drunk, he'd talk about the war. It's the only time he'd ever talk about the wars. It was when he was drunk. He was bitter about the wars. He was a damaged man, a very damaged man. A good man at heart, but damaged, very damaged. Intelligent, but his intelligence was always working against him instead of for him, because when you're a very intelligent person, that's where my dad got all his brains from. When you're a very intelligent person and all you see your whole life is murder and war and devastation and horror, it makes it even harder on you. So it's easier to be a stupid person and deal with that. And plus, like his best friend told me one time, he's killed more people than you've ever met. So give him a break. Hi, the Yankee Marshal. What's your impression of Wilson Combat 45s? Thanks. Well, they make fine 45s. Now, they're a little more tactical than I care for. The way I look at it, when you're looking at, like, and I've said this many times, when you're looking at custom 1911s, there's different, they all kind of fall into different categories. There's like a triangle. There's the real tactical ones, the Wilson Combats. There's the real nice ones, just gentlemanly, the gentleman's 1911, the Ed Browns and the Les Bears. And then there's, there's the gentlemanly ones. Those are the Ed Browns, the gentleman's 1911. That's Ed Brown. The tactical ones are the Wilson Combats. And then there's the practical ones, the ones that are function over anything else. That's the Les Bears. And then somewhere in the middle is kind of a union. You have, why am I blanking on the name? Nighthawk. You got Nighthawk Customs, kind of like that, kind of splits the difference between them. I should do another video on that because it's been years since I did a video. Custom 1911 Pyramid. All right, let me. And then you got things like cabot and stuff, but those are for more so you can say, I own a cabot. And it's one of the freaky things they do with their guns. It's either this material, it's Damascus, or it's meteorite or something. But just as far as general 1911s, I don't think you're going to get a better one of them than you would from Les Bear or Ed Brown or Wilson Combat. It's just you're going to be a little more unusual and expensive. But I think I answered all the questions over here. So now we can get to the emails. Let me make sure we're all caught up here. No, Kevin Payton and Jason Thompson both chimed in here. That Tatum turd is hilarious. I get my popcorn out for the leather munching idiot. Some people are just, and they don't even believe the things they say, and they don't practice the things they say. They just know there's a certain group of stupid people out there that will support them if they say those things. and they take advantage. So it's never surprising to me what people say or do. He would need to donate 1.75 million. I don't think that's true. I mean, I'm willing to find out. If anybody wants to get together and come up with 1.75 million and donate, I'll see if it works. But if you're going to come up with that much money, just hand it over to me in cash. I don't want to give YouTube their cut or PayPal their cut. But no, I don't think it's that much. I think it's closer to $4 than it is 1.75 million. I think you might have hit a wrong button on your calculator. Then we got Kevin Payton, also paying his tithe to Phil, said he would need to donate. Wait, why did they both say that? Why did they both? Did I read the wrong one? Oh no, okay. The first one was the Tater, Officer Tater. The second one was Kevin Payton said the 1.575 million. He's the one that hit the wrong button on his calculator. All right, now let's go over to the emails. Let's see if we got anything coming in via email. We got one here. I saw this thing he's sending right here. I saw the video of it. Let's see, can I share this screen? This is why I wouldn't want to live in some place like India or something. Well, other than that, then it stinks. But look at this story about a tiger that busted through a bathroom wall in a home in India. I actually saw the video of it already. Man was taking a shower in India when it was, I don't know if it was like a vent or a tile or something, or a covered up vent or something, or a covered up window, but the tiger just pushed everything through and came on, tried to get in. Luckily he didn't fit real easy, but yeah, that would have been scary. Talk about finding, like, people panic when there's a spider in the shower. Imagine if a big old Bengal tiger comes in your shower. Did you ever tell the chat what type of gun your son carries, or is it still secret? Still secret. I never have gotten around to it. DeKalb, Illinois, another fatality by a drunk cop. Yeah, cops, alcoholism runs high in police officers, just like it does in military. Alcoholism in the military is much higher than the national average. Domestic violence, much higher than the national average in both military and police, because it's a certain mindset. And used to be police didn't hire those people, but now they do. Brandon Tatum triples down and makes the biggest fool out of himself. That doesn't surprise me. I haven't got to watch that yet, but I will try to watch it in a little bit. Let's see, do we got no other chats coming in? So let's get over to the live chat. Good evening, EO Fardette. Capacity. That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. And speaking of which, he's talking about what our shooting the shit topic is going to be tonight. And what we want to know is, how do you rank these three things in importance when you're choosing your carry gun? That it's powerful enough. It might take a little longer to get a shot on target, but it's going to be powerful enough to handle whatever you're shooting at. Accuracy might take a second longer to get it out, and you might only get one shot off in the time you would get three off with a quicker gun, but it's dead on accurate. And then speed, how quickly it can be brought to bear and fire. I mean, can you get three shots off in 2 seconds, whereas you get one off with all the others? How do you rate those things? Accuracy, speed, power. Put those in order when you're considering your carry gun for me. And weigh in via the YouTube super chat and be on tonight's shooting the shit episode. Did anyone ever figure out the real amount you'd have to donate to get 357 as the final amount? Or are y'all afraid to do the math? I may try getting treated for ADHD and autism before I get the telescope and star channel. Why? Because if you get treated for your autism, then you won't like telescopes anymore. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. That's like a Southern senator saying, you know what, I'm going to get treated for my homosexuality, or I'm going to, cope with my homosexuality before I become a senator. Doesn't make sense. You become a senator so you can pretend to be anti-gay and detract people from the fact that you're a homo. Like when, what's her name, Laura Loomer said, oh, Lindsey Graham is a homosexual and everyone knows it. I'm like, well, yeah, everyone does know it. I guess except for the assholes that vote for him. They're stupid. If they don't know he's gay, if you vote for him thinking he's straight, well, then you're stupid. If you vote for him because you like his policies, well, that's one thing. But if you do it saying, well, I wouldn't vote for him if he's gay, well, then you got snookered. No, I found out why they canceled my order and never. I never found out why they never canceled my order and never gave a refund. Well, you asked them, didn't you? Did you not ask them? I'd ask them. In my opinion, most important. We don't cover that in the live chat. I want to carry a revolver torn between Model 60 and 360 PD. Which would you get? 360 PD. That's the best little revolver, I think, small revolver I've ever had. I still regret losing it. I did tell you I got a subpoena for court for that guy, didn't I? He's being charged with multiple levels of assault and battery, and he fucked up his life just because he wanted to shove his nose in other people's business and take a swing at someone he shouldn't have. Fucked up his life. And bragging to the police about his, even the prosecuting attorney mentioned it when I talked to him on the phone. They're like bragging about being a hormone replacement guy on steroids and testosterone. I'm like, that's just basically like saying I'm violent and stupid. Just mark through where it says machine gun and write in pizza oven. What? Where it says what? Machine gun on what? I don't have anything that says machine gun. You want a rotary one, so much easier to get a good crust. No, I don't want a rotary one. I want a regular pizza oven. I don't want my oven to rotate. Did you threaten them with Phil's wrath? I mean, isn't that what religious cults are for? Did I threaten who? I don't remember what we were talking about. See, you can't be vague in these statements because by the time I get to them, I've forgotten what we talked about earlier. You can't do that. Stop doing it. If you don't tell me what you're talking about in your response, I'm not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't pay attention to what I'm saying. If you ask me now what I said 10 minutes ago, I'm like, I might have said that. I don't know. I'm not listening. Nasty boy Brian Knobs will soon need a leg amputation. An alarming number of pro wrestlers have lost their feet and legs to amputation. Well, they've damaged their bodies a lot. A lot. It's, when you were doing it, you knew that was a risk. Let me make sure I'm still caught up on everything before we run out of time. If I get treated for autism, I may end up liquidating some guns for the telescope. I doubt it. I just don't think you'll be interested in telescopes anymore. I think you'll be like, oh, without autism, stars ain't that exciting. Hi, TYM. How is your sugar level today? Probably not good. Probably around 300. Have you increased your insulin? I don't take insulin to decrease your high sugar levels. Hope you figure it out. I don't take insulin. If this new medication doesn't start working, I might have to start. But as of right now, I don't take insulin. So they've been treating me with medication. And we had it down to around the 180s. But then since I've switched these medications, it shot up to like 300. At 180, they say, yeah, you can live at 180. But 300, that is not so good. And the medication itself, there's an adjustment period to the medication, and it makes you dizzy, makes you lightheaded. It gives me diaphragm spasms, just, and they're annoying as fuck, but they don't hurt or anything, but they're just like, You sit there and just watch your diaphragm go vibrate around like Twiggy from, So not Twiggy, the model, the robot. But as I was saying, no, I don't take insulin. It was a MASH episode about requesting new equipment. They found it easier to get a pizza oven than medical equipment. Oh, yeah. I remember that episode. Did the guy in Portland who shot himself with your gun attempt to sue you? I don't know if he tried, but I don't think any lawyers took it. I never got in any trouble. But I'm supposed to testify for the prosecution, so I'm probably going to get up there and say a lot of, I don't recall. The police were there. What'd they say? I don't recall. Tomcat said someone would have to donate $4.30. See, was that so hard to figure out? That was not hard to figure out. You like revolvers whose cylinders rotate and the rotating barrel of the PX4 Storm. So why not a pizza oven? Because that's pizza. It's different things. Guns ain't pizzas. Pizzas ain't guns. Nor are pizza ovens guns. So they don't really compare. Guns are essential to life. Pizza ovens are not. We're essential to free life, freedom. I hope that you never have to depend on the Freestyle Libre. You would have to jab that device into your arm once a week. Oh, I don't mind. I can take a little pain. It ain't gonna kill me. In fact, I see little scrawny bitches running around with those things on their arm. So I'm like, if they can handle it, I think I can handle it. Pizzas are circular. They're meant to rotate. No, they're not. And they're not all circles. A lot of pizzas are squares. In fact, some of the best pizza I've ever eaten, those little square sausage pizzas you used to get in grade school when you're a kid, or high school, public school. Those are some of the best pizza I ever ate. They were square. They were rectangular. The only reason pizza's around is because you spin the dough. Messing them on now, I'd have to give himself an injection in the stomach once a week. But I'm married to a nurse, so I don't do it. But I do scream like a banshee the whole time it's happening. As soon as that alcohol swab hits my stomach, I start screaming like a banshee. And I don't stop till it's over. So, and it doesn't even hurt. I mean, the needle's tiny. You barely feel it, but I scream like a banshee from the second that the swabbing starts. Acting like they're killing me. Excuse me. 1 shot a week over 3 or 4 shots a day. LOL. Well, yeah, I'd rather have 1 shot. That's why I do it now, is 1 shot a week. Right next to my navel. They say you can also do it in your upper thigh, but it's not as effective. It's most effective right next to your navel, about 1 inch off your navel. So that's where I get it. Oof. Someone said in your navel. And I'm like, oh, no, never in your navel. Especially not if you had like an Audi. That just seems like that hurts so bad. Oh, I don't have an Audi. People that have Audis are freaks. I just want to go on record saying that I will take the anti-Audi platform and make it my own.